This video is going to cover practice test 1, number 15 and number 16. If I have time, I will get to 16. If not, it'll be in the next video. But let's talk about number 15. Okay, now we've seen this before. I kind of did one of these in an example in the lessons. I like the way this figure is drawn out. Alright, so what we're looking for is y. So y is this line from here, the distance from here to here, that is y. And we're also looking for x. And x is the distance from here to here. Because these two lines here are parallel. So it's going to be also the same distance from this edge to that edge. Alright? So, to find x, I need to know what the distance from here to here is. Well, I already know this part of it's 20. And so if I can just know this part right here, I can add that to 20. Well, let's focus on just this triangle right there. So you need to be able to focus on just one part at a time. So this is a right triangle. The hypotenuse is what I'm looking for. So I have two sides, two legs rather, and I need to find the hypotenuse. So we'll call this h right here. So h is equal to 80 squared plus 60 squared, and then the square root of that. Not really going to try that one in my head. So the square root of 80 squared plus 60 squared is equal to 100. So the distance here is 100. So that means that the distance from here to here is 120. So now I know x. X is equal to 120. Now we need to find out what y is. Okay, so y, if you can imagine this, y is a hypotenuse, and the triangle that is a hypotenuse of is this one right here. So if I draw a line from there to there, with a right angle right there, this side right here, from here to here, is the same as x. From here to here is x. So I can put 120 right there. So what's this side over here? Well, let's take a look at this. So this side right here is part of the 110. Okay? This part of the 110 from here to here. So that means if I knew the distance from here to here, I can subtract it from 110. Well, this 20 right here would come over and be right there as well. Not that 20, this 20. So 110 minus 20 will give me this right here, which is 90. So this side is 90. So now what I have is I need to find another hypotenuse, which is y in this case. So y is going to equal 120 squared plus 90 squared, and then the square root of that. So let's see here, the square root of 120 squared plus 90 squared is equal to 150. So y is equal to 150. So that was one of those ones that I had figured out right to all even numbers. Or not even, but all integers. Ta-da! Now, Let's take a look at number 16. Since this video is only 5 minutes long so far. Determine if the figures are similar. Three, 4, 5, 6. Well, that wasn't very imaginary when I did this one. And one that's a little bit bigger than that. Now I drew them this way so that you could understand which sides are congruent. All right? This one doesn't have that much of an angle, but I hoped that it would be obvious that this side and this side are congruent, and the two short sides are congruent, and these two sides right here are congruent, and so on. Or proportional. So, there's a couple of different ways we can look at this. We can set up a proportion between the two sides right here. I could either say 3 over 6 is equal to, and then pick other two sides, 5 over 10. You could also pick 6 over 12 or 4 over 8. It doesn't matter. So this side on the small one over this side on the big one is equal to this side on the small one over this side on the big one. So let's cross multiply. 3 times 10 is, I don't need the calculator for this, it's 30. Is that or is that not equal to 6 times 5? 6 times 5 is 30. So those two sides are proportional. So let's take a look at, and let's verify with 5 and 10, or 5 and 10 and 6 and 8. So 5 over 10, is that or is that not equal to 6 over 12? 60 equals 60. Yes. I think. Yep, 60 does equal 60. So yes, these two figures are similar. Even though this one's got a little bit of a tail here.